It was the summer of 1947 in New Mexico when a local rancher named Mac Brazel discovered strange debris scattered across his field. The material was impossibly light and resilient, nothing like a weather balloon. The Roswell Army Airfield quickly issued a press release. They had recovered a flying disc. The news electrified the nation. Were we finally meeting visitors from another world? But within hours, the story changed. The military claimed it was just a weather balloon. The debris vanished, witnesses were silenced, and the official story was locked in place. Yet doubts lingered. The explanation felt too convenient. Those who saw the wreckage insisted it was nothing man-made. The Roswell incident refused to fade, becoming a modern myth and a cornerstone of UFO lore. It's a story of cover-ups, hidden truths, and the possibility that we are not alone. The questions from that summer still echo. What really happened in the desert? Was something extraordinary discovered and then hidden away? For decades, researchers have dissected every detail, searching for answers. The Roswell story is more than a crash, and it's about our quest to understand the unknown. It challenges our perception of reality and our place in the universe. The incident became a symbol, a question mark hanging over humanity. What if the official story isn't the whole story? The search for truth continues, fueled by curiosity and wonder. The Roswell mystery endures, inviting us to look beyond the ordinary and question everything. Into this mystery steps Matilda MacElroy, a nurse with the U.S. Army Air Force's Women's Army Corps. She was not a scientist or a general, just a nurse trained to care and to listen. After the crash, she was summoned for a classified assignment, transported under heavy guard to the crash site. The official weather balloon story was already in motion, but what Matilda witnessed contradicted it completely. Her skills in empathy and communication made her the perfect candidate for an unprecedented task. The military needed more than soldiers. They needed someone who could connect. Matilda was chosen to bridge the gap between two worlds. Imagine, a young nurse sworn to secrecy, suddenly thrust into a reality stranger than fiction. Her superiors demanded silence. The fate of a cosmic secret rested on her shoulders. She was an ordinary person in extraordinary circumstances. Her story is not just about aliens. It's about the responsibility of being the first human to communicate with a being from another world. Matilda's journey into the heart of the Roswell secret was just beginning. She was brought in not to interrogate, but to connect. The military realized they needed empathy, not just authority. Matilda's role would change her life and the story of Roswell forever. She became the bridge between humanity and the unknown. Matilda described the crash site as a scene of controlled chaos and profound strangeness. The wreckage was made of a material that defied explanation, thin, light, and indestructible. Military teams swept the area, collecting every fragment, erasing all traces. Among the debris were the craft's occupants, small, frail, and unmistakably non-human. Most had not survived, but one being was found alive, sitting near the wreckage in shock. The survivor was the reason Matilda was there. The military was unprepared for first contact. Their protocols meant nothing in the face of the unknown. The living being was taken to a secure facility, becoming the most secretive guest on Earth. The discovery changed everything. This was no longer about technology, but about contact with an intelligent, non-human consciousness. Secrecy intensified. The implications were staggering. The knowledge that we might not be alone could upend society itself. The military's mission shifted from clean-up to cover-up. Matilda became one of the few entrusted with the truth. The crash was more than an accident. It was the beginning of a new chapter in human history. The secret was now bigger than anyone could have imagined. The truth of what lay on that table would haunt Matilda for the rest of her life. The Roswell incident was no longer just a mystery, it was a turning point. Matilda's assignment was unprecedented. Communicate with the alien survivor, whom she called Airl. Verbal communication failed. Airl had no vocal cords. Instead, Airl communicated telepathically, sending thoughts and emotions directly into Matilda's mind. Her training in empathy and observation allowed her to receive these silent messages. Over weeks, Matilda learned Airl was not a biological being as we know it, but an engineered vessel for an ancient consciousness. Airl claimed to be part of the Domain, a civilization exploring galaxies for eons. Earth, Airl revealed, was a prison planet, souls from across the galaxy, stripped of memory, trapped in human bodies. This revelation shook Matilda to her core. Airl's mission was to investigate a lost ship. The crash was a tragic accident. With its body failing, Airl urgently shared its knowledge before time ran out. For Matilda, these were not just interviews. They were lessons in cosmic history and the hidden truths of existence. The experience redefined her understanding of life, death, and the soul. In a secret room, a dying star traveler shared the universe's secrets with a single human. The weight of this knowledge would change Matilda forever. The information Matilda gathered was explosive, a complete rewriting of human history. The military decided the truth was too dangerous to reveal. The cover-up became absolute, evidence hidden, witnesses silenced, and the weather balloon story pushed relentlessly. Matilda, as Airl's confidant, was forced into silence, her transcripts classified above top secret. After Airl's death, Matilda was debriefed, sworn to secrecy and reassigned. She was expected to return to normal life, carrying the burden alone. The culture of secrecy defined the Roswell legacy. Official explanations shifted over the years, fueling suspicion and conspiracy. The government's denials only deepened the mystery. Matilda's story remained hidden for nearly 60 years. The truth was locked away, waiting for the world to be ready. For 60 years, Matilda kept her secret, living a quiet life while the world speculated. As her health failed in 2007, she decided the truth was too important to die with her. She contacted writer Lawrence R. Spencer, sending him a letter, her notes and the transcripts of her interviews with Airl. In her letter, she explained her role and why she was breaking her silence. Facing mortality, fear gave way to duty. She wanted humanity to know its true origins. Shortly after, Matilda reportedly ended her own life, ensuring her story would be told. The publication of alien interviews sent shockwaves through the UFO community. Here was a detailed, first-hand account from the heart of the Roswell event. It was more than a story of lights in the sky. It was a transcript of conversations with an extraterrestrial. Matilda's confession opened a new, controversial chapter in the Roswell saga. Matilda's story split the world in two. For believers, it was the missing piece, a detailed account that explained the aliens, the cover-up, and humanity's troubled history. The idea of Earth as a prison planet resonated deeply, offering a radical explanation for human suffering. Matilda became a whistleblower of cosmic proportions, her story seen as a spiritual text. Skeptics, however, pointed to the lack of evidence. No official records, no corroborating witnesses. The entire narrative rested on documents from one source. Critics argued it could be fiction, crafted to fit popular UFO themes. Matilda's death meant her claims could never be directly challenged. Without proof, skeptics dismissed the story as compelling mythology, not history. The debate raged on, fueling both belief and doubt. The legend of the Roswell nurse became a battleground for truth. Regardless of its truth, Matilda's story transformed UFO lore. It shifted the focus from what crashed to who the visitors were and why they came. Her account introduced new themes: Earth as a prison, immortal souls, and a galactic empire called the Domain. These ideas now echo through books, documentaries, and online debates. The story gave a powerful motive for government secrecy. If humanity's origins were cosmic imprisonment, the truth would be devastating. The archetype of the Roswell nurse became a symbol, the ordinary person thrust into extraordinary secrets. This narrative appears in countless works of science fiction. Matilda's account, fact or fiction, added a human dimension to the Roswell mystery. Her story endures, shaping how we imagine first contact. Why does Matilda's story still captivate us? It's not just about a crash saucer, it's about who we are, where we come from, and whether we're alone. The narrative offers a shocking, yet strangely compelling, cosmology. Matilda is a relatable figure, an ordinary nurse caught in extraordinary events. Her empathy and connection with Airl suggest that first contact might depend on understanding, not technology. The story's status as a deathbed confession gives it a unique weight. Matilda becomes a tragic figure, a guardian of a truth too vast for one person. The legend blends science fiction, conspiracy, and spiritual philosophy into a modern myth. It challenges us to question reality and wonder, what if our history is not what we've been told? The story of Matilda MacElroy and her alien interview will continue to inspire, provoke, and haunt us for generations.